Hi everyone, my name is Janine Reynolds, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do a heart catheterization. Heart catheterization is an invasive diagnostic test that's used to diagnose coronary artery disease. Another name that you may have heard of a heart catheterization is called a coronary angiogram. Angiogram simply refers to injecting dye into a blood vessel and under fluoroscopy. So the first heart cath, just to give you a little bit of background on it, the first heart cath was performed in 1958 by a doctor named Dr. Mason Stone, and he actually did the heart cath through the radial artery. Today, many doctors still use the radial artery. However, they have found that the femoral artery is a larger artery, and so a lot of doctors use the femoral artery. So to begin with, what you would start out with is you would go into our pre-op area, and there they would shave your area, your access area, whether it be your wrist for your radial artery or your groin for your femoral artery. And they would pre-op you with some medication, some Valium and Benadryl. After that, then we would bring you into the lab, and we would put you on our table. This is our table right here that you would be on. And we would prep your groin area or your wrist area with something called ChloroPrep. It's an alcohol-based skin prep. And we do this in a sterile fashion because we don't want you to acquire an infection. So once we prep your skin, then we would put a drape over you, a sterile drape, and that's when the physician would come in and he would numb your skin up, whether it's in your wrist or your arteries or your groin. And then once he numbed your skin up, then he would insert something called a sheath, and this acts sort of like an IV. This is what we advance our wires and our catheters through. And here I have, we use 3 different catheters throughout the test. And as you may have noticed from my previous speech, I showed you the different coronaries. And so you have a JL4 here, which is a Judkins left catheter. This is for your left system, looking at your LAD and your circumflex. Here is your right catheter, your JR4, or Judkins right catheter. And this is your pigtail. And this is what we put into the ventricle to look at the pumping action of your heart. And it's called a pigtail because it is just like that. It looks just like a pigtail. And we do this is what we inject the contrast through. And then this is our camera here, this is our x-ray camera, and this moves in all different views. It moves to the left, to the right, behind you, and above you. And the different views just open up your arteries. Just allows us to see them in all different views. So what we would do, so the doctor would then put the sheath in. You want to pan the line? Put the sheath in, and I would advance the wire through the catheter here. Okay, and then the physician would advance the catheter through the sheath, and it would go up your aorta into your artery. And then we would take multiple views of your left coronary artery. And then after we took the multiple views, then we would exchange this catheter, and we would put in the right catheter. And again, we would advance that catheter up the aorta, and we would engage your right coronary artery, and we would take the different views to open up your right coronary artery. And then after that, we would do the same thing. We would exchange the catheter then for the pigtail catheter. And we would sit the pigtail catheter into your left ventricle. And I'm going to walk back here so that I can actually show you a picture of the ventricle. The ventricle the left ventricle is what pumps all the blood to the different parts of the body. So we can walk back here. So here, if you can, this is actually the ventricle, And the contrast is what is pumping into the ventricle, and it's acting as the blood flow. Okay? So after that, after the pigtail is performed, depending on what we find, you may have to decide. We may have to transfer you to another hospital to get to have some of your blockages fixed, if that's what needs to be. If not, then we're finished. The test itself takes about 30 to 45 minutes, and depending on your access site, depends on your bed rest. So if we went through your femoral artery, your bed rest is about 4 hours long. And if we access your radial artery, your bed rest is about 30 minutes to an hour. Thank you.